What is that tiny difference that's going to take your performance to the next level? What is that tiny difference that's going to take your organization to a bigger place? I've had a privilege early in my career to work with some of the top athletes in the world. And very early I realized there are 5 domains for peak performance. We talk about the mental, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual, and the technical domains. You see, it's very natural for us to go to the technical domain and the physical domains to increase our performance. It's not that natural to go what I call to the game within, the mental, the emotional, and spiritual domains. But it's usually by going to the game within, that's that tiny difference that's really going to take you to the next level. You see, it's not what we want to do, but it's what we need to do. I find the same thing with teams. What we want to do is go to the technical, the strategy. What we need to do is to the game within of the whole team. That's that tiny difference to take your team and your organization to the next level. So with that being said, I develop a framework. It's called the 7 critical questions to team alignment. And I briefly want to share that with you. The first question is, who are we? You see, a lot of times we think we are a team, but we really are a high-performing working group. Who are we? 2, what is our why? Why are we doing this? 3, where are we going? What's our vision? The next question is, how do we behave? What is the values in this team? How do we behave? And this is not just quick values you put on a sheet. This is what everybody feels. What's those 1 or 2 things? This is how we operate. The next question is, how do we work together? This is crucial. What are the communication protocols, the conflict resolution protocols, decision-making protocols? Are we all in agreement with what that is? The second last question is, who's going to do what? What is the system of roles? Everybody clear about the system? Not just the role, but also who owns what? What's the clarity around that ownership, where the buck stops? And the last question is, how are we going to get there? That is the strategy. But you see, in my experience, we really want to start with the strategy because that's where we want to go, but that's not always where we need to go. The process in doing this is usually at least a day and a half to 2 days. It's important to gather data. So what we usually do is we have individual conversations with everybody in the team. We gather data. The data and the questions is really around these 7 questions. We can see where the constraint is. Maybe it's not needed to start with the second question or the first question. Maybe we need to start somewhere else. But it's important to be focused and clear about where we're going to put our time to break constraints together. It's a transformational experience, and at the same time it brings up a lot of conflict. But when conflict comes up and we can work through those things, that's when growth is going to happen. And I truly believe, and I've seen this, that makes that tiny difference that's going to create a massive impact and growth in your organization.